Well. Good evening, folks. And it is Wednesday night, and it's back to our regular Catfish day, which is on Wednesdays. And last time it was on Sundays.
That was weird.
That was weird, but we got it taped and we got it done. Today we are going to talk about Jamey and Ari.
Jamey and Ari. This, I wow, wow. This is what I first have to say about the episode. Wow. But we meet Mr. Jamey. Very quiet to himself. Not very revealing. Kind of nervousy acting.
A dude that was from Michigan.
Yeah.
Moved down to Houston, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Had never been in Houston before, but just wanted to, start his life and everything after high school.
Mm-hmm.
We find that he is learning to be a meat cutter and wants to be a butcher, I guess, and get certified down there. So he's doing that.
Yep.
And he wants to meet Ari. You want to talk about where they met?
Yeah, they're on some website. It was a third-party website. Bucket load of fish.
Bucket of fish. I think it was
Yeah.
Bucket of Fish and
You made some kind of smart
Right.
remark about it.
Newegg is no catfish either. But
Oh, really?
So okay, let's get on with the show. Pick up our pace. So
But yeah.
go ahead.
So they meet on a third-party website, and he thought it was okay because his mother had found somebody on the website. So he found Ari, and they have been talking for 5 months, and they're deep in love, just like everybody else. You're the one, and I'm gonna marry you.
Right, and they're telling each other things they've never tell other people, and
right.
They got real close real fast. And now this is it's kind of interesting twist to it. So what happens is that they meet on the website, they start texting, then they start telephoning, and they Skype.
Yeah, that's a first.
Right. So it turns out that Ari is who she says she is. Jamey is who he says he is.
Yep.
The situation with Ari is she only will be filmed up with her face up close like that. He doesn't want to back the camera up.
No.
So, we naturally started thinking, oh, she's put on some weight. She had a weight issue. Then Neve was thinking maybe she was pregnant, but she said she was a virgin, so she wasn't pregnant.
Right.
They ruled that out. So now there's no mystery there. The thing was Ari said, okay, I will meet you, Jamey, if we could meet on Catfish. Now, let me just say that I'm not feeling that because
I'm not either.
It's like this year, people are using Catfish any way they want to.
Really, last episodes, with Whitney and Bree, they lied to be on Catfish.
They sure did. They knew each other all along. So this couple knows each other, and they've Skyped, and they've seen each other, and they know there's no secret, so to speak.
There's no mystery. We kind of had to make it up ourselves and string ourselves along.
Right. That's basically what we did. They tried to make it as conflicted as they could.
Yeah.
So, of course, the guys go back to the hotel.
Yep, and they go through the search. They're looking through Facebook and Twitters and all kinds of stuff. And the girl checks out. She doesn't have a YouTube page as well, but nothing on there. She just watches videos. But she checks out, and they found her mother on there, too, and her house number and all that kind of stuff. And she was legit.
Yeah, but they don't call her.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't call her. They call her friends.
Sophia.
Yeah, a friend Sophia who calls them back the next day, and they start asking her because they see on Ari's page it says something to the fact that she was with the in-laws and she had fun for the Christmas holiday, and there was some dude Kaz in the back. So we were thinking maybe she's really married,
right?
And so they talked to Sophia and asked Sophia, does she know Ari, or give us some backstory? And she says she knows Ari, and she's a great makeup artist and a good friend, and that she knows Kaz, and she leaves us hanging. She's like, well, you're gonna find out when you meet her anyway. So I'm gotta go. I'm gonna go. Bye. She hangs up. So now we're lost in the depths of mystery.
Yeah, we're like, what's going on? Okay. So they go back and what's his name? They email Ari and let her know, okay, we spoke to some friends, we know Jamey, we know that you want to meet on Catfish, give us a call. So they said, let's close it out for tonight. And the next day she does call, and she's like, yeah, I know Jamey, I know who he is and stuff, and I only meet him on Catfish. I don't know
But
if
she
I'm
kept on
sure.
saying, I don't know.
Yeah, she's
I don't
like,
know if I
I'm
want
not
to.
sure.
I'm not sure. Now, we don't know what's going on. Does she have a man?
Right.
You know, because you don't have to be secretive if you got a man.
Right.
You know, you might start off that way, but you're going to eventually have to tell her. It's going to have to come out. You can't marry her.
Exactly.
You know, did you gain weight? Everybody put on a few pounds here and there. That's not the end of the world. I started thinking that maybe her legs was cut off.
I did too. I swore we didn't say anything out loud. But I swore I thought that.
Really thought that to myself.
Maybe her legs were cut off, or maybe she was paralyzed. And she
no shade to the people that are.
No, none. We're not making fun of you.
Whatever, but yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So then it comes to find out that they talk to like we said to Ari. Then she hangs up on him suddenly. She doesn't want to talk about it anymore. Okay, so they decide, well, we'll wait and see how it goes in the morning.
Right.
So the next day, they contact her, and she answered the phone on one ring, and she was more than happy to talk. And she said that, okay, I want to meet. She said, but I want to meet with you guys before you introduce me to Jamey. Mm-hmm. So they said, oh, okay, cool. So they meet at a park.
Yeah, they meet at the park, and she's sitting there, and they get to talking, and they're like, okay, let's just cut to the chase. What is it that you don't want Jamey to know?
Let me just say, though, it's a cute lady, cute enough, I guess. Got a little too much makeup on, too much eyelashes, if you ask me. But these days, I wear very little makeup, but it was too much made up, especially for the day. Don't you think so? Daytime in the park, all the lashes, it was like 3 or 4 layers of lashes and
got the
lots of foundation, piercings in the jaw, heavy lipstick and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has put on just a little bit of weight from her picture, but not a lot of weight.
Yeah, it wasn't tons. She wasn't a huge person.
So finally, they talk to her, and they want to know, does she want to meet Jamey? Are you feeling him? What is this about? You the one said, let's come down to the show and do it. Mm-hmm. So she just comes out with it, and she says, what?
She's a transgender.
Yes.
We're like, oh, MG. Yes. That was the farthest thing from
it never crossed my mind.
No.
And as a matter of fact, before she even said she was a transgender, I said, that's a dude. I said that.
Yes, you did.
And then she said her little transgender mess. I'm like,
oh my God.
Come to find out that she's been knowing it since she was like 5. Her parents know it. They have a great support system for her. She takes her hormones and whatnot. She's virgin because she hasn't tried to explore that area. Right. Used to be a little boy, and she said that the way her mom really wanted to confirm that she was transgender or whatever they want to call it, transgender back then. But at any rate, she had a Barbie and a G.I. Joe, and her action figure said, which one do you want? And Ari picked the Barbie, and the mom said that's what she knew at that time, that this little boy is really a little girl.
Right.
And if you're transgender, you know that you don't have dual sex organs or anything like that. You just have the sex organs of what you are, but internally, there's something internally, hormonally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, or whatever, that makes you feel like you are the opposite sex.
Yeah.
So now we got to go back with Jamey with this.
We got to go back with Jamey. They go back to his house and they sit him down, and it wasn't even like no sugarcoat. They're like, okay, she's transgender.
They sure did drop that.
Oh, did he flip out? He was so hurt.
He was sitting in a lawn chair in the yard, and he literally looked like he was going to throw up, and I am not kidding.
I swear, like he was just over there dry heaving a couple times.
So he said he'd be back. He got up. I didn't know if he's going to the bathroom or...
I thought he was leaving the set. I thought he was like, okay, I'm done. Bye.
But he ended up in the garage at his cousin's house. He was smoking and crying and highly emotional because his feelings had got all in it.
Yeah, he really liked her.
He really
was
liked
super
her.
defensive.
Yeah, because he said he had went out a few times in the Houston nightclub, but once he started talking to Ari, he committed himself to that. He wasn't, sexually active or dealing with anybody or what have you. He was completely into her, and he just wanted to have a chance for them to meet in person. They already met, Skyping, so that this could be the one, and let's take it to the next level.
Yeah.
So evidently he's not able to do it the first day. He really is. He's emotional wreck.
He let them know that he's like, I can't do it today, y'all. Can you give me a day or two? They're like, okay.
Right. So they go back the next day, and he said, okay, he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
They drive out to the same park and get out, and he is nervous as all get out. In fact, they don't even speak in the car, and Max is like, ooh, car of silence.
Yeah.
It was totally silent. He said he was under stress.
Yeah.
And he gets to the park, and they take him over to the little the table with the covering over it to meet Ari. And they meet. It was real awkward. They shook hands.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't know
Side
how really
hug.
to
It
act.
wasn't like a.
Yeah.
It was not like Brie and Whitney. They were like, oh my God.
No, it was not a love story type of thing. It was very awkward, very sidey, huggy type of thing.
Like, don't touch
but it
me.
wasn't no long hug. It was type.
Right.
Okay, so they ask, can they talk alone without Max and Eve there, because Jamey said that he felt very awkward. Ari was just really quiet.
Yeah, she wasn't really saying.
Right.
So they get over there by themselves, and they get to talking, and for whatever reason, Ari doesn't want to talk. And Jamie's like,
she goes silent, doesn't she?
Completely. She's like, I don't want to talk, I don't talk. And Jamie's like, I'm not going to make you do anything you don't want to do, but it will help me if you care about that.
Right,
if we talk.
If it matters. And she just said, I can't do this.
Yeah, she storms off. She proceeds to run off so the cameras don't follow her.
Once again, she had hung up on them, and now she storms off again. She runs through or walks fastly through the park. Neve and Max try to sweet talk her, but she's just like, I don't want to talk at all. Yeah. And she leaves off very heartbroken, as we find out. Very heartbroken. And as it turned out in the end, they waited 2 months, and they got in touch with Jamey first.
Yeah.
And he is now on the Houston dating scene, not dating anyone online. He still has a friendship with Ari. He said that he wanted Ari to know that, we could still be friends. We can still be cool. We can kick it. We can't go to that level, but we can still be cool and talk. And he felt like he didn't want Jamey to, Ari to feel like so much judgment was on her, or feeling bad about herself or whatever, that he accepted her friendship as she was.
Right.
Then they went and talked to Ari.
Yeah, and she was happy and bubbly and giggly, and she was pretty much the same. She didn't really want to open completely. Said she was dating both online and in her real life. So. And
she said at first she was hurt with the Jamey situation, because it's been 2 months now, and it was hard trying to transition from out of a possible love affair to friends. But she said it just became like a habit, and she was able to do that. And I think a lot of her happiness had to come from that they still had a connection together.
Yeah.
Because they clicked so magically. Because you never know who you're going to click from and how long they're going to be there in your life and for what purpose. So you might as well enjoy them while you can.
Really. The one thing I didn't understand about this episode was, what was she so upset about? Or what is it that she didn't want to talk about? She told us what the issue was, and we weren't, clutch pearls. Oh my God, what? Oh.
I think she felt, like she had said, she said, I don't want to feel judged. I think she did not want to feel judged. I think she's felt that before. She's had her heartbreak behind that before, possibly with that cast that she used to go with.
Right.
She didn't want to experience getting close to somebody and then having it not work out, or they being harsh or rude or cruel to her, or even possibly abusive or violent with her. And with Jamey, she was safe. She could control the situation. Like, you can only see this much of me, and we can text and talk, and we're not going out and all of that. We can fantasize on what we want it to be, because it seemed like Ari had a lot of life on fantasy level.
Really, and then if you think about it on Catfish or in your personal life, you ever felt that the best part is the texting, because you get to be honest and open and say whatever's on your mind.
Or the chatting on the phone for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. When I met my husband, we talked on the phone every night for hours and hours and hours. And do you know we still talk on the phone all the time now, don't we?
Yes.
And it created this really incredible bond, I guess you want to say.
Yeah.
More than just regular marriage. I met you in college or whatever, and we married. But anyways, I wish them the best of luck.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I'm kind of pissed the way different people are using Catfish to be on the show with their own agenda. That has nothing to do with the agenda of the show.
Right.
That's 2 in a row. Y'all stop that shit.
Really, y'all should be on this because this next episode, I don't know. It might be strike 3, but y'all cut it out. Catfish is for when you're talking to somebody and they won't have no real parts of themselves out to you.
Right.
Use it for that purpose, not just to meet each other because you don't have the money.
All right, guys. Have a great night.